Welcome to another edition of Harbinger. Well, before we go any further, how's your week been, Daniel?
Had a very busy week as usual. I've done a lot of things, and we'll go into them in in a few minutes. How's your week, Tim?
It's been a fantastic week, my friend. A lot of really good sort of building blocks going on as always. But one of the things let's jump straight into it, and we're going to go into altcoin prices. And now one of the things that even people who may not have little very interested in what's going on have been speaking to me all week, like, what's going on with Bitcoin? What's going on with Bitcoin? So let's start at that very point, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bitcoin over the last week was fluctuating very significantly. Like it came from its heights of around 1200, and I'm just looking at the chart right now, and I'm talking dollars, and it came down just below $1,000. And why did that happen? So there's a big argument going on about blockchain unlimited and blockchain core. So, and it all comes down to the size of blocks. So last week we talked about how people, if they didn't put enough fee, they would get locked out. They can't make their transaction, and the fees got really expensive, like almost $1 to send a single transaction, which is absurd and unheard of. And I'm not a fan. But regardless, why did the price drop? Because of the controversy surrounding the fork that could be happening in the Bitcoin software. Bitcoin Unlimited is a software that is like regular Bitcoin, except it is holding more transactions per block. So not just about 2,000 every 10 minutes. It could be, it's a scaling size. And Core, which is the Bitcoin that we have right now, which is only 1 megabyte size block, which is only 2,000 transactions. So that was a big controversy and led to people, getting nervous about Bitcoin. And just like word to the wise, you should keep your Bitcoins, because if that fork does happen, some people might recognize one version of Bitcoin, and other exchanges will recognize both versions of Bitcoin. So essentially, you'll double your coins. You'll have Bitcoins of that kind and Bitcoins of that kind. And even Bitfinex started trading in Bitcoin Unlimited version and Bitcoin Core version. Very absurd, but nonetheless, you should be prepared.
Just on that point, Daniel, I think maybe I want to just jump in and add to that. This is always a good point to tell people that it's always, and especially what you just said about the BTC versus the BTU, is keep it in paper wallets, because the only way you're going to, if you want to have dividend of both, is to keep it in a paper wallet rather than an exchange, because some exchanges might not recognize that for in the future.
Absolutely, very important. So just to reiterate, you want to keep your coins where people will recognize. Like I think Poloniex will allow you to split your Bitcoins, perhaps Bitfinex, but there are some online wallets that won't. That's very important detail, that some wallets won't let you have the both coins. So you want to keep them where you control the private key, and that way you can plug it into a software that'll let you split them. Like that being said, still on the point of Bitcoin, right now there's like a very big shift in how much altcoins take up the whole market capitalization of the whole cryptocurrency world. Right now, 70% of the whole market cap of cryptocurrencies is Bitcoin. And this is very historic, because it's never been that altcoins make up this much percentage of all of cryptocurrency, which means that the alternative currencies, the other projects surrounding this cryptocurrency space, or within this cryptocurrency space, they are starting to become more, increase their value relative to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is decreasing to about 70% of the whole market capitalization. So that's very cool. And leading that charge, besides Ethereum going up to almost 3.5 billion in market capitalization, but more amazingly, there's a coin called Dash, which went up about 10 times in price over the last 2 weeks. And in just the last 7 days, it's increased more than double against Bitcoin, which is phenomenal. It's increased like $250 million in market capitalization. It went to right now it's sitting at 756 million bucks of value, which is outrageous. Just yeah, I mean, good marketing, good buying. Then the other coin that I wanted to talk about was Blocknet, which we talked about right here when it was already 5 times less than it is now. I don't remember which episode exactly, but when it was at 5,000 Satoshi, and right now at this time, it's sitting at 25,000 Satoshi. So whoever bought that, congrats. You know, that's cool. I know I got some. That's cool. I'm gonna keep holding on to them before they launch the software. And so that's interesting. Blocknet, Dash went up because what people do is they lock in their coins in order to produce more coins. And you know, that's how they confirm transactions. Blocknet does the same thing. Blocknet is a decentralized exchange for altcoins, so blockchain to blockchain transactions. And to facilitate that exchanging, it requires people to run a node. So so Blocknet has a similar model to Dash. So I have high hopes for that coin. Then in the last place that I would talk about is SafeX coin, of course, particularly because it's gone up about 17% over the last 7 days, and there's a lot of development going on in that coin. So of course I would know the best, and I think something like 2% of the coin was purchased in one shot on the exchange over various different days. So congrats to whoever acquired those. And Tim, do you have anything else you wanted to add on the altcoins?
Yeah, on the altcoins, I mean, just a general couple of questions to me. I think it's something we spoke about before on previous episodes, but you're seeing this continual pattern that when Bitcoin falls, the liquidity goes into the altcoin market. So my question to you, really, I mean, from how you look at things, do you think we're at the ceiling or the floor of these altcoin markets? I mean, do you think there's a long way to go, that they're going to keep rising, or do you think we're at the floor?
No, when you say by the floor, what do you mean?
As in, do you think this is the lowest? This is as in this is before it crashes down to the bottom, and I mean, that's what I'm saying.
No, thanks. That's like we're at the very beginning of all this coin business, because even not everybody knows how to use cryptocurrency. I would say, as people start getting introduced, people find what things suit them. There's a lot of things that have value now that have no utility. So there are so many coins that have a massive value that haven't even completed any project yet, and a lot of coins that are just marketing people. So we're only at the beginning of all this, and I look forward to seeing how the trends continue in that direction, where altcoins continue to rise in value. And it's not about being the 100% market capitalizer. It's not about being the only coin. This is a application landscape, and I think that there's, like the internet, there's millions of websites. I think that there's going to be tens of thousands of coins, all producing what people need. And just like a website, if you're in the top 100,000 websites in the world, the typical valuation could be very high, depending on the product you're selling or what people use your website for. So the same thing with altcoins. I think it's going to continue to grow, continue to expand, and some coins will be more relevant and others less relevant, but relevant to fewer people or relevant to more people. And that's pretty much how it's going to go. And I'm sure that there's altcoins that you haven't even heard of, and they're not even in the mainstream cryptocurrency space, and they don't even care for the mainstream cryptocurrency space, and yet they are blockchain based and they are cryptocurrency, and there's a lot of people buying them in different markets. So I'm sure that it's just going to continue to grow, altcoins. And yeah, I'm proud of all the good software projects that are happening, and it's great. I mean, it's a boom. It's a boon for our industry. Otherwise, we wouldn't be. It wouldn't matter that we work on it, right?
Exactly, and I think I just want to round that up and finish by saying, I mean, I'm old enough to see this before, and this is a pattern of everything. One of the things about, I think, particularly inspiring and you know, it insinuate a very kind of gets you flowing every day is the fact that you know that there is fluctuations, and this is the element of a free live market. And this is what I'm trying to say. So I think just generally on the one with the Bitcoin and people, because I mean that's what I'm saying. Just with all these things, just beware that nothing really changes. I mean, the same people are always going to give the boom and the pump and the doom and the rise and stuff like that. It's just using your own mind and just trying to say, just try to see what's coming in and look at things in a wiser way, because I think it's always necessary to say, Daniel, because there's so much, for want of a better word, FUD spread around about negativity about stuff, and I think it's always good just to look at things and just realize, well, wait a minute, this is still just humans reacting with a technology.
Yeah, of course, but you don't want to buy pets.com at the top. Pets.com was a company that had a business plan that operated on a loss, where they lose more than they make for every sale, and people were still buying it because they had these nice promotions in on the Super Bowl, and they, and people were just buying it, and that's absurd. So there's FUD, and there's some things you just don't want to be in, but you could see that plainly if you just analyze what you're looking at. Yeah, of course.
So anyway, so I think we've kind of wrapped up the altcoin news. I mean, give me some SafeX updates, because I'm
really excited about what's next. I mean, I want to do a preview. The reason I say a preview, I mean, you're going to see the whole video, but I say preview because you'd have to rewatch this again to see that. But it'll be on the SafeX website on Wednesday. So SafeX, Safe Exchange website will be completely redesigned. All new content, all new graphics, and a explanatory video that lasts 2 minutes. So I want to play that right now. Let's do it. So I'm sharing my screen. There I go. Can you see the screen?
Indeed I can, my friend.
All right, here it goes. Without further ado.
What is SafeX Coin? SafeX Coin is a cryptocurrency that represents your stake in the Safe Exchange organization. Decisions by the organization are determined by a vote using SafeX coins. This process is transparent because they are recorded on Bitcoin's public ledger. The Safe Exchange organization is on the brink of deploying a software called the Chili blockchain. Chili blockchain establishes a marketplace for people to transfer money and to buy or sell goods and services anonymously, in any amount, at any time, to anywhere, very quickly, and it cannot be shut down by anyone. When the marketplace is launched, a part of the Chili blockchain will be granted to the Safe Exchange coin holders. Also, when a trade or transfer of money occurs on the Chili blockchain, a network fee is charged. Part of this fee will be earned by Safe Exchange coin holders regularly as a dividend. Unlike any other types of assets such as stocks, bonds, or ETFs, Safe Exchange coins are a cryptocurrency, therefore have a number of advantages. Safe Exchange coins can be transferred from person to person via the internet without any middlemen. Dividends on earnings are automatically deposited to your Safe Exchange coin wallet in real time. Your assets cannot be frozen or seized, and there are no prerequisites required for owning Safe Exchange coins. 1 year after the launch of Bitcoin, a single Bitcoin was worth fractions of a cent. Today, a single Bitcoin is worth more than $1,000. Safe Exchange coin is now 1 year after its launch. There is a limited amount of Safe Exchange coins in circulation, and they are all being actively traded on exchanges and trading desks around the world. Safe Exchange coin is being recognized as the leading provider of cryptocurrency for private property, and it is growing. Visit safex.io to acquire Safe Exchange coin today to learn more about cryptocurrencies and become a part of this amazing opportunity. What is Safe Exchange?
There it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm back. Yeah, so someone was asking what's the difference between Safe Exchange and Waves, for example. I wasn't exactly sure what Waves is doing, but just very succinctly, Safe Exchange is building an anonymous marketplace that no one can shut down and no one can interfere with it. There's no central operator required to keep Safe Exchange operating. So it's unlike anything that exists so far today. And it's anonymous, so you are safe. When you buy something, when you're selling something, no one can interfere with your assets. So it's unlike anything that anybody has put forward on into the space yet. So yeah, that's it. Further developments is we have excellent progress on the peer-to-peer network. So the ability to connect computers together and then send information across those computers, that's a fundamental building block to building the Chili blockchain, which Safe Exchange is that's us building the Chili blockchain. That's our product. That's where we will derive our value. And the so there's progress being made there in the peer-to-peer network that I mentioned last week. The repository was published. We will be pushing code to that repository regularly. Would mark our phase 2 of development. So we would be in alpha production. My estimates are before May we'll be finished with the blockchain and then move into alpha 2. But sincerely, if there's not many bugs, we will just go right to beta, because this is not very complicated software, but we do want it to work and work correctly. So we have the peer-to-peer network, then we have the after the peer-to-peer network, it is the crypto library, the blockchain, and the miner. So the hardest part is really the peer-to-peer network. Besides just connecting the computers, it must continue to expand to accommodate the messages for. So right now, what it will do is connect computers and they will recognize each other. That's awesome. Now, the information that they transmit over those computers and then interpret that information, that's another thick of the work. And then finally, the miner. So determining what kind of machines and how quickly people can mine coins. That's the next phase after the blockchain. So, but you see that these are very clearly identifiable pieces to produce, so it's not so hard. It's actually a big pleasure. So that's an update on development exactly. And of course, and the website will be new, and we will add Safe Exchange coin management directly to the SafeX.io website, as well as an affiliate program. So a lot of cool things to look forward to, and really, this is really amazing. I'm happy that we've made some new partners for Safe Exchange. We've got listed on cryptopia.co.nz, so that's something cool that happened just a few days ago. So a new exchange has listed Safe Exchange coins under the new ticker SafeX. That's cool. Yeah, and we passed the proposal for a new ticker. We're no longer SEC. We're officially SafeX, and that was unopposed. What else? Yeah, so lots of things that was happening. I was invited to speak at the 2nd anniversary of Liberland, which is a new country being formed on the Danube River between Croatia and Serbia, and it's promising to be a country that is very progressive with business, and is very interesting. And I wish them luck, and I'm proud to be a part of that anniversary and be able to speak about Safe Exchange and cryptocurrency and continue my relationship with the the founders of that country. So it's really awesome.
Perfect, Daniel. Perfect. Well, I kind of.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
Well, a couple words. Just repeat when the video is going to be released and where.
On Wednesday. On Wednesday.
And where, just so people can.
On SafeX.io.
Exactly, just so people can reiterate. And so, I mean, you just from a general, you seem to be progressing quite forward. I mean, at the point of the UI, when you're sort of saying, you know, that's all coming. I mean, once that alpha, this point has been reached, what's the next stage? What's your next sort of target?
I'm expecting to be trading on the marketplace by the summer. It really just comes down to what we want to consider launched. I mean, for me, as long as someone can sell something and use an escrow, if they choose, that is complete from my perspective. So people need to be able to mine. People need to be able to receive dividends from the blockchain using SafeX coins. So there's some fundamental features that must be present. It's one thing that we just launch a blockchain that's untraceable, unlinkable, and launch a new cryptocurrency. That's easy, and we would have that already. But we're doing something completely different. So something that people need and something that's completely different from what's out there today. So I think May is a long enough time. I think and we want to test with people before we consider it launched. So, you know, we got to give it time. You go to sleep, you wake up, and you come up with new ideas, and you see what people maybe want further. And like I think we spoke about last episode, you can, even though we're launched, we can continue to improve and we could continue to expand the offering. So if at first people can only just sell something in a very direct way, and in the future maybe someone wants an auction and we won't be able to permit an auction, so we would develop a contract template for an auction, for example. So it's these kinds of things that, you know, could hold us back from saying we've launched, but these are also the kinds of things that I would consider leaving for later. And I mean, later, let's get launched as soon as we can. Let's increase resources, let's increase awareness, and let people start trading ASAP, and then work with this. I mean, we're establishing an autonomous, anonymous marketplace, and I think that there are more things that we can do with it than just sell physical things. So let's see. Like, yeah, we'll see what else we can do. But the main focus is this: get it into as many people's hands as possible to offer their goods and services, and people around the world to spend Chili coins on those goods and services. And people are secure with their money, and they don't need to use some centralized websites anymore. I mean, these are the goals. As soon as possible, that's what we want to do. And 2.5 months from now is a pretty vast deadline by my standards. So let's get it done. There's nothing standing between us.
No, you're absolutely right, Daniel. And I deliberately, I think, I mean, I'll just give you a quick overview of what, you know, particularly what's gone on in the 99 last sort of since I've spoken. There's going to be a Spanish overview video coming, which I want to put a big shout out to Martin Green down in Argentina for doing the work on that. But that'll be released this week. And then, as I said before, maybe the next week or the next, you know, maybe next week or the next episode, we'll I want to do a whole explanation of N99 seeds, the seed engines, because there's a lot of work going into that presentation. Because, as I said before, I end up talking to many creators who's trying to get that vision into a presentation. So that will be coming soon, because I think to get the explanation of that across. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, Daniel, just generally, I think it kind of aligns with what you're just saying. It's one of the things that has been really kind of uplifting this week, is I've spoken to many people and we've been discussing many ideas, and that, you know, from a N99 festival to how we, you know, to all sorts of ideas. But I think the essence you're trying to get across is, and this is a very point, this is being done by people. And that's what I think is a real, this isn't just one person, or it's being done by live human beings all having the same idea and working on an idea. And that's the element of true decentralization. That's the strength that has over centralized projects that are just reliant on one person and one person's idea. And the power is that it's all been, people are connecting in ways and means that they've never done before. And I think that's really
Tim, I was watching the documentary about the Pirate Bay the other day, and these group of guys who started the Pirate Bay, they all went to jail. They got convicted for assisting in copyright infringement. They were copyright infringement, but they ran a centralized website. I mean, never mind. They assisted in copyright infringing directly. Like, they did it directly. That's the point. However, here's the moral of the story. At the end, so their sentencing got reduced to practically nothing, and it was just political show. Like, really, they didn't actually go to jail. They were just convicted, and they appealed, and there was all kinds of holes in the whole story, and they sided with them that, okay, they didn't actually infringe on copyright. But here's the point, of course. The guy who was a spokesman, he started a company that said, okay, people put some money into the system, and when they consume content, they like something, and the content producers got paid for it, after all. You see? And I remember watching something not long ago where some how to say, not some record label executive or something like this, and he was saying how there's no growth happening in the industry, where he was lamenting that there's a lot of people wishing to get involved in performance, but there's no change. It's the same level. Whatever number of record sales that happen have been stagnating at that point, and they don't rise, they don't drop, and it just is very few. And he was lamenting how few content production is actually happening. So what does that mean? That we need new ways to, the world is changing, and we need new ways that people need to try them. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more about Network 99 and seeing its results. So, I mean, it's already been becoming necessary. So now's a good time for someone to dig a flag in the ground on this.
Exactly, so, Daniel. This is why it's a bigger discussion, because I think this is where the bigger discussion leads on to, and this has been my drive behind N99, is to link future with creativity and how you can earn rewards through creativity. And this is something that's very experimental. This is why, as I said before, I talk many times with creative people and we discuss it, because it's a very because this is the very point we're at. We're at the very cutting edge of a vapor wire here. This is we can't look at it and say, oh, who's done this and who failed before? It's all new. So it's that trying to link how people can be, to up reward creativity, because I said before, creativity, and I think you just alluded to in a small little way, creativity is undervalued at the moment, and it's essential creativity be rewarded for us as human beings because of the great technology we live in. Yeah. So anyway, look, Daniel, like I said, that may be for next week. I
wanted to just briefly, I just saw a question, just real quick. So there would be a reputation system for people who are buying and selling. So the point for anonymity is there's a disconnect between the origin of where something came from physically on the earth, but intellectually someone will still represent the sale of goods. So for that, there's a profile, let's call it a profile. There's a branding, and you can give people votes of confidence. You could star them, you could trust them. Trust the more progress is for that person for future sales. So there was a question in the chat box, so I'm addressing it.
It's generally about, and this is what I'm saying, it's a very deeper subject, but it's about signaling, Daniel. And this is one of the things that I think is one of the great, most inspiring things about decentralized technology. You've got the ability to signal what you're doing in a direct manner without any middlemen. This is one of the things about record companies. Record companies may own a band and they choose who gets the airplay. They can choose to throw them out at the other end. Whereas now we're just saying, hey, this is just a method of putting your content up, and you can see by signaling what other people are rewarding it, disliking it, and be rewarded for that. That's a very simple concept. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's just putting this together with decentralized technology, which is a great thing because it's never happened before. And once you can get that dissolvement between the audience and the creators, then it's a true process in the free market, which I think is necessary in everything, let alone the arts and creativity. Anyway, before we do sort of wrap this up, Daniel, I want to finish. I'm going to finish tonight off with a track, which is ironic. He's a brand new. He's just literally dropped it tonight, and just before we went live, he said, "Dude, will you please play my new track on live?" I said, "Of course I will." So he's based in Dayton in USA. He's been a long time again. He's one of these people I said before, one of the, in what we can call #herding cats. One of the many creative people who are doing a lot of chatting and exploring new ideas around N99. So he's been a great supporter of what we've done. And the whole of that company, the whole of that label, really historic label, which again people can go and check out online. But this song is called Bars. Anyway, so while I'm cracking this up, Daniel, it's been an absolute insightful conversation as usual. Maybe while I'm wrapping up, maybe you should just have your parting thoughts.
Yeah, well, this time this statement gonna be just directly like SafeX coin going to the roof, and the development is real and it's coming around, and I mean, we're just expanding and expanding. If you're selling, sell immediately, because I think a lot of people are hungry for those coins, and if you didn't get any yet, you should have them, and if you already have them, you should hang on tight. This is going to be an awesome ride and an awesome value for the rest of the existence of cryptocurrency. Very simply.
Like the last level, I'm the hardest in the game. I only get sharper with the blade. There's a target on your face. No AOL, I aim at you. Think you have it all on lock, I chain snatch you. Lose your win whenever I raise passion. Better have you saying as your backup. I blaze on the track whenever I lay on wax. Rappers think they Keenan and Kel, but they ain't all that. I don't know what y'all on, but I stay off that. I hear the radio like, yo, they get play off that. It's a shame some of y'all make names off that. Gain fame off that, but they rarely ever stay long after the fact. So when the smoke clears out, all you have left is the mirror now. Proof with your career now, the truth shall appear now. Too many parodies and rap, y'all like Weird Al. So I'm bringing bars back, I'm supplying all the hard raps. Man, you boys ain't spitting, what you call that? I wrap circles round y'all like skull caps. Better fall back, like daylight savings. Times is changing, currently reigning amongst whatever list of MCs you're currently ranking. Top 3, top 5, whatever it may be. Tier 1, tier 2, wherever they place me. Night fear who, none of them faze me. Year round I stay hotter than AC. Rappers dread hear me, they start shaking. Once I leave them in a state of envy like Las Vegas. I'm outrageous when I'm in the zone. People wanna know what I got on the stove. Box you in, I got you on your throats. Don't lose footing, I got you on your toes. Bringing bars back, I'm supplying all the hard raps. Man, y'all boys ain't spitting, what you call that? And I'm never biased, I give you all facts. Once I hop on the mic, they tipping off hats. I'm supplying all the hard raps. Man, y'all boys ain't spitting, what you call that? And I'm never biased, I give you all facts. Once I hop on the mic, they tipping off hats. Okay, these guys don't want no type of smoke. If you want, then bring it on like Million. I remember back when they didn't cheer me on. Watch them all be first in line when we on. Lyrical exercise, man, I'm really strong when it comes to wordplay, metaphors, and idioms. I'm standing on the mound laughing cause he really swung when I hit him off the high pitch like helium. You was here and disappeared cause it's lights out, and light smears in the mirror, you get wiped out. I got them all running for safety like a ride out. I think you need a breather, you should call timeout. You say you're heavyweight, but you more like a size down. Compared to me, your whole team looks 9 pounds. No, dig yourself a hole that you can't climb out. Like Super Mario, you really need to pipe down before it's too late. I keep dropping on you boys like a toothache. You a big question mark like a glue tape. Don't get it wrong, I drop bombs, no excuse made. So I protect my neck like Wu-Tang. See, I'm like a different breed, I'm a new strain. And to hip-hop, I am like a new vein. And I'm sick of all the jazz, no fluke game. So I'm bringing bars back, I'm supplying all the hard raps. Man, y'all boys ain't spitting, what you call that? And I'm never biased, I give you all facts. Once I hop on the mic, they tipping off hats. I'm supplying all the hard raps. Man, y'all boys ain't spitting, what you call that? And I'm never biased, I give you all facts. Once I hop on the mic, they tipping off hats. For me, yeah.